Hey friend, you are wondering what is it really like to be a YouTuber with less than 100 subscribers? I'm here to share my 2 cents. I only have, as of the recording of this video, exactly 11 subscribers. So if you happen to be in the same boat and you're trying to figure out how do you keep going, or what are some of the unknowns, I'm here to share that with you. Okay, so with only 11 subscribers, let me share my screen with you. Have been recording videos, let's see, for quite some time now. Not a long time. As you can see, I have about 18 videos total, right? And with that being said, all this recording, all this time that I spent recording, I've only amassed 11 subscribers. But I am super excited for these 11 subscribers. Like, you have no idea. Why? Because the content that I'm creating, I actually like creating this content. So for this particular channel, all the videos that I make are about either instructing people on how to create a podcast, or how to giving like tutorials on podcast related material. Ideally, I want to attract the type of person that is either A, starting a podcast, or they're trying to get into the content creation sphere. Eventually, I want to move into creating content that maximizes viewership and satisfaction, and specifically for entrepreneurs that are trying to leverage podcasting as a form of in order to grow their business. So now I have a much clearer vision. So all the content that you're gonna see on this page, on this YouTube video, is most likely going to be about that. So if I can give a hint or a tip at all, it's create content that is pretty specific to the type of person that you're trying to attract. Okay, that's point number one. Point number two is it really does suck. I say that because right now I have, like I said, 11 subscribers, and every time that I record a video, I put so much effort, and that goes into why you're seeing all these camera switches, right? I was thinking, I was like, okay, how can I maximize the amount of attention retention, right, by switching cameras and everything, without actually having to have a post-production workflow. I still have a post-production workflow, right? But trying to minimize all the editing that goes into it, all kinds of cameras and everything. I was like, oh, I don't have it like that, right? So if you are the type of person that you're seeing all these other YouTubers, all these other big content creators with an entire film crew, they're switching angles every 2-3 seconds, different cameras, different lightings. I mean, it's just, you cannot keep up with that, and I cannot keep up with that either. But at the heart of all this content is value. So I figured if I can focus on creating valuable content to the right audience, viewership will come. So literally with every subscriber that I get, I smile so much, because it's like, wow, somebody watched my video, and not only did they give me that time per se, they got so much value from it that they said, I'm going to follow this person so that I can get notified whenever they upload something. And I find that super exciting. So if you came here for some like double downer, like being a content creator is like, or a YouTuber is like super trashy, and I have like really like a small viewership, a small subscribership, this is not gonna be the video for it. This is more of like, hey, and by the way, I say all of this because I have a different channel that I've had for like, I don't know, 10 years or something, and it was more of like, I post here, I post there. It was like a tech review channel, and then it moved to like a vlogging type channel, and then it moved to all kinds of different. So over time, YouTube never really understood who is this channel for, and what's the type of content that this channel is all about. So that's kind of like a point number 2 / point number 3 that that is like, if you're going to post content on that channel, Yes, at the beginning you might not even know like what it is that you want to record about, so you might switch around left and right. But trust me, from over a decade of creating content on YouTube on one particular channel and like switching left and right from being a tech reviewer to doing personal vlog channels, to just stick to one thing. And if you want to start a whole different channel, that's fine. Create a different channel, but stick to one thing on that channel. I'm super excited for this channel. I really am. I'm not a double downer. Like I said, I have like 11 subscribers at the recording of this video, and I'm super excited because for this particular channel, whenever I'm talking to this camera and whenever I switch to, well, this is the same camera. Whenever I switch to that camera, yeah, maybe I should do like a video, like a behind the scenes video, so you can see what the setup is here. But I never finished the thought here. The idea for like all this camera switching is so that I'm one person. I'm not gonna try to keep up with like a well-produced channel, but if you're getting value from the video that I'm creating, that's the first and foremost. And then next is, okay, yes, switching angles matters, right? Editing matters. So how can I speed up this workflow? So I have a camera here, I have a phone over there. This is a phone, and so I'm able to switch between all these different cameras. It's actually just two cameras, well, one camera here and my phone there, and with this camera I have this main view, and then I slightly zoomed in on the same camera, and then for the phone, that's just to try to keep up with the retention, like being able to hold someone's attention for a relatively longer period of time beyond the 30 seconds, 45 seconds. But outside of that, like the less editing that I can do and the more that I can focus on providing you the value that you came here for, it is a win in my book. It's a win in my book. So the truth about being a YouTuber with less than 100 subscribers is that from my angle, it is amazing when you have a clearly defined audience and you know exactly what kind of content you're gonna be putting out. If you don't know what kind of content you'll be putting out, that's totally fine too. That is totally fine. What you can do is I'm not in a position to give all kinds of advice, huh? Keep that in the back of your mind because I only have 11 subscribers. But as you start to create content, don't worry about the cameras, don't worry about the microphones, don't worry about not even your niche or your audience. I know, like, kind of like sounds counterintuitive to what I said earlier. But unless you've like recorded 30, 40, maybe even 50 videos here on YouTube and published them, you know, record content, create content of value over a relatively long period of time. And then as you start to amass an audience, start to see what kind of audience am I attracting naturally? What kind of people are coming to my channel without me putting like all kinds of efforts, right? Or like effort that is backbreaking, or better said, unsustainable effort. And then provide that audience with that type of value. I'm finding it simple now, but the one of the downside is that even though I've tried to remove as much friction as possible from the content creation side, right, there is still like once I'm done here, I gotta think about titles. Well, I've thought about titles before. I already created a thumbnail for some of the future videos actually, and I haven't even filmed some of those videos. So these are some of the things that I've learned over time. Well, more like in the last 6 months really. But create content, see what comes with relative ease, see if you have an expertise or an area of interest or curiosity that you want to explore and then you want to share that with your audience on YouTube. But ideally, most importantly, can you create this content at a relatively stable interval, sustainably, across time? That's my only 2 cents here, is that create content that you can actually continue to create across time, because this is, I don't expect that it's gonna blow up, you know, in the next 9 months, really, maybe even like 18 months. but I can sustain this level of production, right? I'm not gonna do all kinds of editing afterwards. It's basically once I'm done recording, I'm gonna tweak the audio a little bit, and then I'm gonna upload it. Maybe trim the beginning, maybe trim the ending, because I'm doing all the camera switching right now, right? And then upload it. There is value in this video. I believe in the value that I'm providing for that person that is thinking of starting YouTube or is currently a YouTuber and has less than 100 views. It is outside of the topic of this channel, of course, because this is mainly like podcast creation, but YouTube also has a podcast feature to it. Well, you can actually publish your podcasts on YouTube, but podcasts are becoming a type of content creation. It is a type of content creation, and it can be posted on YouTube, and therefore I feel like this can apply to that person as well. So anyways, go out there, create 25 to 30 videos, and then start worrying about subscribership, viewership, title, thumbnails, because at this point you don't even really know what it actually takes. So that's my 2 cents. I'm done. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.